351 Cleveland. Just Cleveland. I don't know why. To go with the Pantera theme. Pantera wheels. 351 Cleveland. Just makes sense. Do 2 4s on it. Here's another Mobius block with heads. Another one that I built years ago. I'm going to get these other intakes back down in the bag. Another engine that I built years ago. And when I say years ago, I do mean a long time ago. Over 20 years I built this. This is a Mustang Cobra 351 Windsor with a T56 6-speed transmission. I want to say it was the 1999 or 2000 Mustang Cobra model kit. I have done some work to it though. It's not the same. First of all, part of it's broke off and missing, but that's the high torque, handmade styrene high torque starter. There was an oil filter here. It's fell off and disappeared. The oil pan is layers that I made myself to make it a deep sump pan. The cylinder heads and valve covers are from, and they say Ford Motorsport. Yeah, Ford Motorsport. Those are from the same Lincoln Mark 7 Pro Street that the supercharger's from. And here's the lower intake. As you can see here, I've used styrene sheet, the ribbed kind, to make my lower intake. Supercharger intake base. There's the little mini supercharger and handmade plenum out of sheet styrene. You can see the multiple layers of styrene there. Multiple layers of styrene. That's turned aluminum throttle body, and it's got literally says K&N on the air filter, and that would sit like that. So I'm not sure what I'm going to put this in. I don't have a clue. Really old engine. For a model, something I built years and years ago that I stopped building that model that I was working on at that time. It was a Mustang Cobra, but I went through a divorce, my first divorce out of 2. Yeah, I stopped working on that car, lost the whole car except the hood and the engine, ironically. But yeah, that's it for this video, I do believe. My Bago engine bag over here. Make sure I'm putting stuff back in the right boxes and bags. Do have quite a bit of like accessories to go on the Mustang. Custom metal exhaust mufflers, dual battery setup for the trunk. I see 1, 2 white metal calipers. Should have some small ones too. Oh yeah, Pantera brakes. Oh yeah, plastic brake caliper for the rear, small ones. All kinds of stuff here. Gas tank out of the Ranchero, and part of the tailgate for the Ranchero is in this bag for some reason. Oh, and the alternator assembly for that 351 Windsor's in here, which is out of the Cobra Mustang. The Excel coil pack, dual master cylinder, Pantera steering wheel, MSD ignition box mini. Oh, there's the oil filter. It's in this bag. Just discovering things off camera but on video. Trans cooler. These aren't all specifically for this model. There's a gauge panel right here. It's got a whole bunch of gauges and switches. There's the MSD ignition boxes right here. It's resin cast by me, and I have the mini boxes in here too. Here's the metal exhaust mufflers. There's one of the little calipers. Here's one of the white metal calipers. Here's the MSD mini whatever. Disc brake rotors out of the Pantera. I think 3 of them are in this bag. One's in a tin. Somehow I ended up with one out of this bag, I think. No, they're all 4 here because one's hung up here on the exhaust. Dual battery setups right here. This is the original that I made the mold for all these resin ones that I made. And they're supposed to be AC Delco batteries out of the Pro Street car, or Pro Stock car. Don't remember what car it was though. There's 2 distributors in here, I think. A red one and a white one. Yep. And I remember I was going to mold the white one and the silicone stuck to it. Yep. And that's why I threw the red one in the bag. There's the Pantera steering column, or at least I think it is. Another resin MSD. I've got like half a dozen of those that I made, because you can't ever have enough of them once you got them. Once you got a mold for it, you got to make a bunch, because you can use them and stuff. Pantera exhaust tips from that model that got absolutely obliterated. I do still have the body and parts obliterated, but in parts. All the stock seats and stuff are in here. I do have a set of Recaro seats, Recaro style, I guess you call them, that I was planning on putting in this Mustang. So we'll put them back in the box. I'm going to do the rear seat delete on this model. Also, I don't know. And here's the Malco grill delete panel that fits this body. And for anybody that's got the Malco Gasser Mustang, I will show this. This panel fits the 67 Mustang. I mean, it makes sense for it to fit because it's a 67 Mustang, the Malco was. So I think you kind of saw that. if you just want to do something to overheat a Mustang model. I snorted. That was funny. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video off. I ramble. Box all this stuff back up. See if I can find another one to ramble about. I have plenty. I'm not one of those guys that has a room full of models, unfortunately, because I would love it. But I do have a lot of models that I enjoy very much modifying and tinkering, and that's honestly why none of them's done. I start working on it, and when I get burned out on it or frustrated, I go on to the next one and keep a steady flow of things I can modify, change up, do my own thing with, like we're supposed to do with models. I've got the 4-door Galaxy cop car, the blue one. I don't even have a clue what I'm going to do with it. I could go on and on and on. I've got the 33 Willys gasser that I turned into a sled, basically, a rat rod. Handmade a chassis for it. It's supposed to stay like slammed down on the ground. Got a completely handmade Jeep, except for the grill. The grill was out of the Willys, World War II. But ironically, this grill on my Orlando model RC. That grill right there I made for one of my model kits, and I changed my mind on using it on a model kit. I wanted it on this instead. So anyway, that grill is actually based off a 125 scale Willys Jeep grill. So if you were wondering. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and upload this video and find a different model. Thanks for watching.